Okay, welcome to the third tutorial. I'm going to show you a couple more tips and tricks now. We've got our 3D chair. Looks very, very uncomfortable, proportionally incorrect, but nevertheless it's a three-dimensional sketch. What we're going to do now is we're just going to make it slightly more ergonomic in its styling. Okay, so I'm going to choose the arc tool. I'm going to click on the top edge, go to the front edge, and make a little arc. Okay, hopefully you can guess what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go over to the push-pull tool. I'm going to zoom in and select the grey area just above the arc. I'm going to make it slightly more comfortable on the back of your knees there. Do the same again, just here. This time though, there we go. And you could do that on any number of surfaces. You don't need to watch me do that now though. You've done it. Okay, so you've got your chair. Now in your final design you might have lots of different components that you want to move around the screen and join to each other. In order to do that you need to use this tool here, the move tool. Okay. Now if I go to select my object, you'll see that as I move over it's actually going to try to select a face. So instead of selecting the entire object, it's just going to select one face. And if I click and try to move it, what it does is it moves that face and leaves all the other parts in place and just kind of distorts the object rather than moving it. So in order to move an object, you first need to group the object. So I'm going to go to the select tool. I'm going to highlight the object itself and go to edit and make group. Okay, as I click away, you'll see it hasn't changed any of the styling. As I select it, you can see that it's a group because it's inside what we would call a crate if you're going to be sketching this out in 3D. I can now pick that chair up and move it anywhere I like. Okay, if I want to make changes to that chair, all I need to do is enter the group. So double click on the group. Everything else gets grayed out. Now you can see I'm working within the group, which is defined by this cuboid just here. So just to prove a point, there we go. Once I've finished amending my object, I can click away, and now that amendment is within the group. Okay, a few other little tools I want to show you. I can now add shadows to the object, which again, if you remember from our sketching at the beginning of the year, was quite difficult to do, but on this program, very, very easy. I can then render my object. So let's imagine this is made out of glass. Completely inappropriate for a chair, but nevertheless, just to show a little bit of creativity there. I can change that now to something a bit more suitable. Let's go for a wooden effect. There we go. And now if I start to add my shadows, you can really start to see the value of adding or using a 3D CAD program rather than sketching by hand all the time. Okay, there's a place for both, but we're teaching you this at the moment. Okay guys, have a little go at kind of amending your drawing, then grouping the drawing, and then entering a group, amending the group, and then rendering the object and adding shadows. And by that point you should be ready to move on to the focus practical task. Good luck.